Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Principal Paragon podcast YouTube channel, extravaganza, as we're going to call it today. I'm here with two good friends, Louis and Raphael.
Hola.
As always. Today we have another go-off session, and we are super pumped to talk with you guys today about everything that we have going on. Santi.
All right, so
What are some of our
I'm a little bit new to this, okay? So usually he introduces the topic. I wanted to try it out for once, so here we go. All right, so we got, do we want to do all the topics at once or, like, surprise them?
I think we go by time, so I think we just introduce one by one.
Yeah, I like that.
And then if we have extra time, we just dive into the next.
All right, sounds good. All right, so first one is, are humans better at creating or destroying?
Oh, that's going to be the first one.
That's going to be the first one. We're going to go with that one first.
Okay.
I think that one is really easy to go off of.
Yeah, I think that's a good one to dive headfirst into. I mean, all right. So, well, Louis, you said you had a good answer.
Yeah. So let me remember it. I think it was a couple weeks ago in my sociology class. We were talking about it, and was it sociology? It was something like that. And we were just learning about like how humans progress and stuff like that, and how the bourgeoisie came into power and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so basically there was a certain like sentence that really stuck out to me in the readings we had to do, and it was like, for the longest time humans were creating technology to try and dominate nature, but nowadays that technology now dominates us.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I would agree.
I would agree.
It's also interesting too because technology itself is what we're doing a lot with in terms of dominating nature. We're actually using nature in developing its tactics or whatever you want to call it into the technology that we're using to make it more efficient. So I think it's pretty interesting that it's almost like nature's coming back to fuck us.
Yeah, it's like, we're coming back for that, all the shit that you did before.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so my answer, right? Right, it's me?
Yeah,
All right, so I think, wait, are you guys, I want to be devil's advocate on this one.
All right, okay.
So, you guys both were on the line of, like, we're better at, like, destroying, right? More or less?
Yeah.
More or less. Okay, so I'm going to say the reason that we're better at creating.
Okay.
This is going to be hard. Because we do a lot of destroying, not going to lie. But I feel like we do a lot of destroying to, like, have more life. So it's like we'll destroy one thing, but two greater things come out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I feel like everything we destroy is, like, essentially for a purpose. We don't do it... I mean, sometimes it is for selfish needs, but I think in the long run, we're doing it more to, like, it's just it's like in our human nature to want to, have predecessors, like people after us. Mm-hmm. So I don't think we're selfish to the point where we're only thinking about ourselves. I feel like even the richest of the rich people, they are still trying to leave something for the children behind, so that they can, like, grow up in a world at least. So I think, like, all the technology, everything when it first has its creation is made not for, like, evil, but for actually pure good. So, like, for cell phones, like, yeah, we're addicted to them now, but, like, the original creation for them, I feel, was because some people literally would be traveling across the world lonely, and they never get to see their family for, like, 6 months. Well, guess what? Now you're able to, like, call that person at least. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like that it was good for that. Yeah. Social media, well, what it was used for was so that we can get current events. Because, again, let's just say we're in the Antarctic and fucking Louis wants to know what's going on in fucking America. He can go, well, let me look on the internet and, like, see what's going on. So I think everything was made for pure good at first. It's just that it's also in our human nature to slowly alter things in a selfish way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, once we have that, like the pure good side, we're like, okay, so now let's start turning it selfish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a whole thing with, like, ethics and stuff like that. Like, when is it time to stop? Like, this is, like, a little off topic, but, like, how nowadays you can, like, change things about your baby before it's born. So, like, you can control eye color, and, like, in the future, it might control how tall they're gonna be, like, what their hair is. Like, yeah, that's cool and all, but, like, we need to think about, like, should we? Just because we can, should we do this?
Yeah.
Because there's a ripple effect to everything. Like, just because something is good, there's also a bad effect to it. Mm-hmm. So.
Yeah, and you did touch on what I was going to touch on, was the fact that just human nature. And I think that a large portion of this discussion is about the fact that humans just naturally destroy. In order to survive, we destroy. That's how life is, period. And you also have to take into consideration the fact that nothing really ever gets destroyed. It just gets turned into something that we can't use.
Yeah.
So really, in the big picture, we're just really good recyclers.
Yeah, we're really good recyclers. We
Quote,
recycle
unquote,
things
right?
after a very, very long period of time.
Yeah.
With a lot of pain and suffering in between that.
Yeah.
After a while, we do,
Like,
in
you
fact,
could say the same shit
recycle.
about worms. About, like, how worms, I don't know if they eat the dirt or whatnot, but they just fucking
What do they fucking do?
tunnel through the ground.
I think
don't
they
know.
eat the dirt.
Do they eat dirt?
I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure.
mean, I'm not a
I'll-
biologist or nothing, but
Yeah,
Either
but, like-
way, though, right? Like, let's just say they're, like, eating whatever's on the ground, and then they turn that thing that is probably good for the planet, and they just kind of turn it into shit, which is still good
Yeah.
for the planet.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's a whole
But it's something totally
the
different.
circle of nature, you know, like
Exactly.
I found that, like, a little bit off topic. We're going. It's a go off session, so I'm
We're
not
going
gonna
off.
say that
Yeah.
shit.
Going on.
One of the things that I found completely like interesting. I think we were talking about this either last podcast or like when we have our random ass conversations in the dorms.
We have a lot of those.
Yeah. We were talking about how like just like how a parasite will go into I think it's like an ant, right? And it turns it into a zombie. And like the ant will, all it knows is like it's like hallucinating. I think I don't know exactly, so don't call me a dumbass. But
okay.
It goes towards the water. Apparently, ants can't swim. I felt like they could. Okay.
You tell me how.
Everyone gave me a look like, really? Like you thought ants could swim. Anyways, so it goes into the water, drowns, gets eaten by a fish. The parasite continues to grow in the fish, and then eventually, like a bird of some sort, because it's like a small fish or something like that. Bird will eat the fish and then poop it out, and it'll go down, and then an ant will go, and it like just continues that. Like for me, that is just insane. That like an animal can like just do that. Like why? Like I feel like there's.
I mean, don't we technically do the same thing?
Do we?
Are you saying that we're kind of like parasites? Is that what?
Nah. Like I mean, with like that whole like recycling thing, like we do that all like we recycle
I get what
paper,
you're saying.
like we decompose stuff.
I mean,
Yeah,
I
in
mean,
a way,
Yeah.
for sure.
I feel
For
like,
sure.
well, I mean, that also goes into that a parasite probably doesn't have, it doesn't have a brain. It has DNA.
Is that how
I
parasites
don't-
work?
Yeah, right?
Dude, you're asking the wrong fucking
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
asking, and you're making it seem like you know.
No, I have no clue.
No, I think they just have, like, DNA. You know what I mean? Like, they
Yeah.
have DNA, and that, like, kind of tells them what,
I would
what
believe
to
that,
do.
to be honest. I
Yeah.
totally would.
Alright, well, we can go on to something else. I just wanted to explain
Well,
how a
I wasn't
parasite...
even fully done with my part.
Oh, shit.
Oh, go
My
ahead.
bad. Damn.
Humans naturally destroy, and because of that, we have to create just as much as we destroy in order to make sure that we can keep on destroying shit, in a way, right? So if you think about it, we just naturally eat all the time. We have to eat to live. We have to also consume water. There's only so much food. There's only so much fresh water on the planet. So we have to do our best to create more things, or at least help create more food and more fresh water, just as sort of like a basic kind of example. And so if you really think about it, we'll always be destructive, but at the same time, if we want to be able to continuously destroy, we have to be better recyclers and consistently create just as much as we destroy. And so I think maybe even the goal of the human race in the long term, in terms of creation versus destruction, is just pretty much you have to create more always. And so humans will maybe right now destroy more than we create, but maybe in the future we'll create more than we destroy.
See, I didn't want to laugh at you right there
Yeah.
in front of Lewis.
Oh.
I was gonna say in front of all these people.
In front of all
But I
29
was-
subscribers.
Yeah, I was gonna.
Two of which are us.
Yeah, I was gonna make fun of you at the end of that,
Oh.
and then I ended up laughing, so now I can't make fun of you.
Oh.
Alright, well, I actually have something productive to say. Oh man, nah. So I think what you're saying is true, but there's some things like we can't recycle, like the ozone layer. That shit's gone. Like
Yeah.
it's like so unless we create something to get that back, like
Yeah.
it's bad. Like
Well, that's why I'm saying, like, eventually, if we want to not fucking die, we're gonna have to create something that's gonna help fix
And I
that.
think
sort of
I think
problem.
we will. I think it's just gonna come. I think it's. I think we will. I think there's gonna come a time where it's really gonna get like actually bad, because it's not really bad. As much as people like complain about it, it's not as
Well,
bad.
not
well,
yet.
I think
Not yet. It's gonna get bad.
Yeah, yeah.
But it's like we're still living a normal life. somewhat. We have
Yeah.
hurricanes every year and like all these bad natural disasters that keep increasingly getting worse.
Yeah.
But until they really get bad, I think it's just for right now we don't care, which is fucked up to say. I think it's absolutely fucked up. But I think we will, because like as it's also like our human nature to just like survive shit for no reason.
I mean, I feel like nowadays it's also this thing where it's like, so you got a homework assignment due on Friday.
Yeah.
You're not gonna start it till Friday. Like
that's
or the
what I'm
night
saying.
before.
Like that's
so,
just human
like,
nature.
It's just the way it is. Like we're gonna procrastinate fixing these problems until like there's nothing else in our view except for that
like
problem.
When we're in a corner.
Exactly.
Like we're forced to like fight our way out. That's when we'll do it. Cause like one of the things that I found crazy. I don't know if this is real because it's a video game.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
But like, so there's like this game called Surviving Mars. I think that's what it's called. Possibly. But anyways, in the game you're able to create like a way to have more create like an ozone layer and like like have water and like evaporate and like make it go into the sky somehow, and like after a while like you actually start creating rain, but it's like a long process that you do. Like I think eventually we'd come down to a point where we'd create some bullshit like that where we'd like fix the ozone layer. Like it's impossible, but like we end up coming up with some way to like completely fix the earth, and then we'll go back to fucking it up. Yeah, even worse.
The whole circle.
Also,
I just searched up that game. Where'd you find that game at, bro? It's like
Surviving Mars.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Where did I find it?
I don't know. I've never heard of it. Like,
you never heard of it? I thought you were like, yo, like I thought no one ever played that game.
I've never heard of it.
No. My friend Cup, my I was gonna
say it.
Yeah, I was gonna say some racist shit, but no, not racist, but like ignorant shit. My friend Cup, CUPP, and
Alright.
he plays the game on his Xbox.
Okay.
So like it's just one of those one of those games.
Nice.
Like it's like Civilization like type shit.
That sounds really sick.
It does actually.
It's actually really cool. Let's just talk about that the whole time. So anyways,
Okay.
as I was going but
It is actually, in all seriousness, no, like the fact of just like the idea of trying to get back to Mars and try and like colonize an entire different planet. And the fact, did you see Elon Musk unveiled the prototype for the spaceship that's gonna actually start taking people to like?
No, I
that's
didn't
just crazy.
Yeah, it looks really like futuristic. Like, maybe I can pull it up.
Doesn't he want people to volunteer? But he's like paying them. Like he wants volunteers to go, like 10 volunteers or something.
Honestly,
like that.
I would believe it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I hope he's paying because I'm not gonna pay to die.
Go over there and never come back. I mean, I wonder how long it would. How long does it take to get to Mars?
That all depends
How many
on
years?
the technology they're using, but like, and also time is different up there than down here. It could take years.
That's very true.
I wish I could show you guys.
I feel like is 10 years a long time?
10 years down
Yeah.
here is a shorter time up there.
Really?
Yeah,
Something
because
like that.
Oh,
yeah, time is faster down here than it is up there.
Wait, time is faster
Here on
here.
Earth, yeah. So like, if you go out into space right now, you could outlast your family, like your newborn child.
Yeah, I know that Interstellar. That movie,
Interstellar.
that shit that's so fucked. Imagine going onto a planet and like an hour passes and that's 10 years.
Yeah.
In Earth. How?
Yeah.
Like that's crazy that's how, like that time can work that way.
It's crazy.
This is the
Stupid
fucking-
yeah, stupid
Look
crazy.
how fucking shiny that thing is.
It looks fucking fake.
It does look
It
fake.
looks very
It
fake.
looks-
It
but-
doesn't even look real.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's.
It looks like
apparently
it's
things
it's
start
like
taking
all
people.
solar power or some shit.
Yeah, it's just all like it just looks like somebody covered it in aluminum foil.
Yeah, they're just like, what do we do with this? They just
Yeah.
put a whole bunch of aluminum foil on it.
But yeah,
Oh
apparently
my
that
God.
thing's supposed to start taking people to the moon and Mars. I saw that in my.
I know my bitch ass is not volunteer for that.
Nah.
I'm just not trying to die, you know.
I think it will be successful, to be quite honest.
Honestly, I saw a movie recently. It was a horrible movie, but
It was a horrible
It was on
movie.
Netflix. It's something. It's called like Time Leap or something like that. So basically, it's this professor finds a cave, and in the cave, it's like wow, I forget what that water is where like it keeps you young forever.
Oh, the
The
fountain
fountain
of
of
youth.
youth, yeah. So that fountain of youth is in there, but the secret to it is that you live forever
Yeah.
because the moment you enter the cave, time slows down, but time outside
It's
is
just
just
normal.
going super fast actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so the moment you step in, you see that like the sun is going up and down in like a matter of seconds. But the problem is like each time the sun goes up and down, it's not a day, it's a year.
Whoa!
Yeah. So
Whoa!
yeah, so it's like you see the changing of the seasons and everything, and you see the sun like the earth rotating on its axis. Yeah, so like this group of kids go in there because they're like, yo, where the hell is our professor? So they chase him down and they get stuck in there for years. But I'm talking like, so this cave is really bad that I hated the plot. But like, so they drop down on the cave and they spend like 10 minutes talking about like, oh, someone cut a rope, but no one cut the rope. It's just that time is different from like this force
So the
field.
rope just decayed.
Yeah, the rope just decayed, and they're like, someone cut a rope. For like 20 minutes, they wasted like 10 centuries.
Oh my God.
They're like, how are we gonna figure this
Yeah,
out?
so finally, this one girl climbs up out of there, and she sees that like the Earth is destroyed, and there's like this big spaceship out that she can see, and like apparently over time, like humans created this ship, and they just moved everyone that was on Earth onto that ship, and it was teleporting people to Mars.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah,
I've never heard
but
of
then
this.
they all ended up dying on Mars, cause that whole creation destruction thing. We destroyed Earth, went to Mars, destroyed
Yeah.
Mars, and now people are just living on spaceships.
God damn.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's fucking
What
crazy.
pissed me off about the movie, though, not that I'm on this tangent, they brought in a space alien, a human from Mars, who, well, of course, like the course of evolution of humans, he was like 8 feet tall, like super big and stuff. He came down to this cave with no weapons, and there's cavemen in this cave, because, you know,
Yeah.
cavemen got stuck in there, just like everyone else,
Uh-huh.
and the cavemen were, for some reason, superhuman.
What?
Okay.
And just destroyed this guy. Just straight up ripped him apart.
What the
yeah.
fuck?
Even
Wait,
though he was in
what?
a spacesuit,
8 foot.
an 8
big
foot
ass
man
dude.
got destroyed by like maybe a 5 foot tall. Yeah, I don't know. I hated
I'm
the plot.
confused. So the kids went down in this cave.
Yeah.
They didn't get fucked up by the caveman?
No, they magically survived, but this 8 foot
Bruh.
like prime of human evolution
Bruh.
got destroyed by cavemen.
Like, what?
Yeah.
Like, did it show him getting, like, ripped apart or something? Was it
No,
graphic
the movie wasn't that good for them to have those effects. He just kind of fell on the floor.
Jesus.
Wow.
Alright,
I
good.
hope that if I'm ever 8 foot tall and like a superhuman, that like I can just Thanos snap shit like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
I know. Just like fucking smack someone and they go flying against the
Yeah.
wall. It's like, fuck out of here.
I hope one of your 27 subscribers knows that movie. So they
Yeah,
can
I
be
know.
pissed off
So,
with me.
yes. They're like, yo, I know what he's talking about. Fuck that
Show his
movie.
ass.
All right, do you want to move on to the next one?
Yeah,
Or
go
you
for
have something you want to say?
No, go for it.
Idiot.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. All right, AIs, and okay, so the topic is gonna be about AIs, and will or can they take over the world? Do you think they will take over the world, and if so, or can they take over the world? I know it's a little bit of like
Yeah, okay.
that's a little bit of like the same thing, but like different.
I think they
Hello?
can take. You good?
I felt like I heard an echo of
Yeah,
myself.
yourself, bro.
Yeah.
I think they can. Whether they will, that's a different question. That just depends on how careful we are in
Yep.
making these AIs.
I had the exact same answer, especially if you consider the things that this is my theory on artificial intelligence in terms of what the future holds for it. Some of our dumbasses are gonna figure out fusion technology for fusion energy, have unlimited energy for the entire planet.
Oh, we
right?
can talk about that too.
And then we've also got a lot of quantum computing figured out as well. So we're already on the brink of getting like supercomputers faster than that shit by like 1 billion times
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
your hand.
Faster than us. Well, these are already faster than us.
Yeah, we're dumbasses
Yeah. And we're such dumbasses. How'd we create it?
because we needed something to be smarter than us.
Duh.
Because we're inferior.
Oh, God.
But and then also, so if you combine artificial intelligence with the things that it needs to compute, which is quantum computing, with the energy it's going to need to do that much computing, which is fusion energy,
Yeah.
that's just limitless computing power. Period. Right. So the AI would probably be able to figure out everything within the universe probably in like a few seconds. This is all in my theory, right? So I think that it could. I think in the future they have the potential to take over like the whole planet. Whether or not they would is a completely different
That's
topic.
like their feeling, if they even feel at that point.
I feel like if
Like
it
that's-
has, it probably could. It could probably figure it out. If the neural network can figure out everything else in the universe, it can probably figure out emotions, and
Yeah.
it probably would be so advanced they could figure out whether or not emotions are even useful.
Yeah.
No, that's true. I feel, but even nowadays, like we're giving like even toys and stuff emotions, like
Yeah,
like
that's
the
true.
little babies that girls have around,
Yeah.
like they go 5 days without eating, they're gonna start crying. You know, they're sad.
Yeah.
You play with them, they're gonna start laughing.
Well,
you
I
know.
hope they would 5 days, 5 days without feeding a
Not the
damn
little-
baby. God damn.
But you know, like we already have sort of that technology,
Yeah.
just not on that level of like being, you know.
Yeah, being able to like actually know itself. And
Yeah.
Like it doesn't like know itself like the computer, like the baby computer baby of a computer. Anyways, so are you done with what you were
I
saying?
just think that like in terms of, all right. So I think that humans, as we've progressively gone through time, have, and I said this in the last video too. I think it was one about responsibility. About humans have progressively identified more and more less with themselves, but more with the world around them in the universe, right? So we kind of went from like being you are you and nothing else, right? And then we sort of identified more in groups, and then we identified more with like nations.
Yeah.
And then we're currently on path, in my opinion, to identify more as like a worldly consciousness, where we're just everyone's a person, right? And we're
Yeah.
all
I
just
hope
people.
so.
Yeah.
Right?
That'd be very awesome.
It'd be
if we
nice,
could
it'd be
do that.
sick. And then eventually, I think that we're gonna start identifying more with just not just humans that like are conscious, but everything, including animals, plants, just the universe in general.
Like become whole as one. Like a whole.
I mean, I think it's more of just a recognition of the fact that we are, if you think about it.
So like it would be more of like those like religions that like for example like Buddhism, like everything, or what is it that everything has like energy inside of it? You guys know what I'm
It
talking
might
about?
be.
There's a
It's
religion
either
of some sort.
Hinduism.
Yeah,
Buddhism,
something where it's just like
that.
everything has like life in it essentially,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and like you're just a part of that.
Mhm.
Like Earth is like this life, and you're like a percentage of it. Like
Pretty
essentially.
much, yeah.
Okay.
So you're saying that we're gonna come to a point where we all recognize that
Yeah,
the
and,
Earth is just,
even if life doesn't change that much, the acceptance of something like that is a totally different mindset change from what we
Yeah.
have today. And so I think, in terms of what an artificial intelligence does, like instead of like, would it even go on that same type of journey where it would start off with like, oh,
That's the
I'm this
scary part.
artificial intelligence, to, oh, I'm literally just a bunch of atoms experiencing other atoms, kind of thing. And then at that point, does it even fucking care? Like,
yeah, if it's just what if it just commits suicide?
it just
It's just like, well, there's no reason for me to like fucking be here. Like I'm
Yeah.
smarter than anyone. I can do anything I want. So
There's some
I'll just-
depressing shit.
I'll shut myself off.
Yeah. Well, and it sucks because I don't even know if you're that advanced, you're still within the realm of this universe. You can't perceive anything outside of this universe.
Yeah.
If there is anything. Like,
Yeah.
we know for a fact that, at least mathematically, a fourth dimension exists. But we don't even technically perceive the third dimension. Everything you see right now is a two-dimensional view of three-dimensional objects.
That's true.
It's blowing my mind.
Yeah. Like, if you had 3 eyeballs, I'm pretty sure you could be able to physically perceive three-dimensional objects, but because we only have 2, we literally only just we were perceiving three-dimensional objects, but our brain is like adding that part in, but our eyeballs at this point
So our
in time-
eyeballs see this as 2 dimension,
When I'm
but our
looking
brain
at
is
you-
smart enough to see
exactly.
know that
When I'm
this
looking
is
at you,
3D.
this is literally just a picture.
Yeah.
If you think about it, but my brain is like, oh, there's
No, it's
depth to
yeah.
that picture.
Okay, this makes sense.
Yeah.
And then there's a 4th
There's a
dimension.
4th dimension in which the 3D objects are literally just like shadows, basically, of the 4th dimension. So we can't even physically perceive
Yeah.
what the fuck any of that is.
Supposedly, people on LSD have. I know this is like totally off the rocks, but like supposedly there's a thing saying that people on LSD they were able to see the fourth dimension. And there's
hell
people
no.
living in the fourth dimension. How crazy would that be if there's a whole another civilization that just can walk the
I don't
rest?
even know what it would. I don't know if it. Even,
What would the fourth dimension like?
see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that's what I'm
like,
saying.
what would that
Can't
even
perceive
be?
Like,
it,
what
you
if
know?
what if it's just like a whole bunch of lines or some
Yeah.
shit?
What?
Anyway, anyways, back to the AI thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't even know if the artificial intelligence then even has the ability to kind of grasp those really abstract concepts. It would have the math to calculate them.
Yeah, but
obviously.
would it itself have?
Yeah, it's like the fish living in a fishbowl thing. The fish can't understand anything outside of the fishbowl.
Yeah,
We're a bunch of fish.
Yeah.
but the artificial
There's
intelligence.
plenty of fish
Yeah,
is
but
like,
does the
know
artificial intelligence grasp the concept
that there's
of
other things outside the fish?
the bowl? Yeah, and then does it become the bowl? And then and then the bowl just grows legs.
I
and
feel
it's
like
fucking
it-
walking
Yo,
around.
shit.
I feel like at that point it'll become anything. Like you can just like it just knows like if it had that much like computing power, well it would, I'm assuming, if it got to that point. That it can just like go on the internet, figure out all these things, and then be like, oh well, these scientists all did this wrong because all they had to do was do this equation, this equation, this equation, and I know how to do everything, and I know how to create everything. I feel like at first, and this would be happening in like what matter like probably in less than an hour.
Sure.
All of this would be happening,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
all of this condensed information would just be shooting at it, and I feel like it would look at us. And see, and this is the thing of like how we don't know how what it would be thinking. It would either, I think, A, literally just go, okay, well, humans are fucking up the earth, and I just don't even want to be a part of this. They're idiots. And then, like, I'll leave them information, but then after that, like, it's better if they don't have me because they're going to use me as destruction better than instead of using me as for creation.
Yeah.
And it's going to shut itself off. Or it's going to be like, wow, we can use humans for, like, 1 year to, like, create a whole bunch of things. They'll starve out, die, and then I'll have my own race of just AIs, which would be the scary part.
Yeah, all right.
They take over the world.
That's
and we're just
exactly why
dead.
I think, if you think about it, right, like if the AI was to go on the journey that I think the human consciousness as a whole is going on, right, we're identifying more and more with the universe. If the AI identifies with the universe, it also identifies as part of us, and we're part of the AI. So does it then
not kill us?
Yeah.
And like become. What if it just like goes? I have to become their god. Because, like, they're...
Honestly, I'd be fine with it.
No,
don't fuck me up.
Don't fuck me up. I'm good with it. I think it would either be, like, and, like, to go against all, like, the movies and everything like that. Let's say it actually does good.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, it goes, okay, this is what you guys need to do and everything, and, like, guides us to a better path of, like, the human race.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would be cool. That'd be cool. That'd be cool. I mean, I think with all of that, because... Well, I feel like right now we're thinking of what would happen if that AI, like, started thinking of its own, had no control or anything. I feel like we could definitely build something with, like, a fail-safe, you know, like a firewall. Like if it starts doing too much, it would just shut off, you know?
Yeah.
But now, if it gets to the point where, like let's say, like, there's a movie idea now, like, it finds out how to take control of, like, that firewall or something before we can turn it off.
Because I feel like it would, too.
Then that's a whole different thing, you know?
That's just a roll of dice at that point. Like, oh, well, I hope it doesn't figure this shit out
Yeah.
before it gets
Yeah.
out of hand.
That's when you have to have someone with just, like, a bomb, like, just waiting and seeing what it does and just goes...
Yeah.
And, like, runs away and, like, clicks the button. Where it's like, you can't fail this shit,
And hope
bitch.
that
And
this
then
just
throws
gained
it.
the power of, like, telepathy or something. It just...
Yeah, and, like,
that'd
it goes...
be insane.
And it's just like... And it's like, hi, Michael. It's like, how do you know my name?
Yeah.
You're gonna die today, Michael. With the bomb you tried throwing at me, I'd just shit my brains at that point. I'd be like, all right, go ahead. Throw it at me.
Just throw it.
Yeah, I'm good on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the one thing I did. Okay, so everyone go with the AI.
Yeah.
All right. One thing I want to talk about, which we were looking at, the fusion reactor.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to, like, talk about that a little bit?
I mean, it's going to provide... If, like... Oh, Jesus.
Well,
Let me do a
when
little bit of research. How much
yeah.
energy does...
It was a shit ton of energy. Like,
Really?
we're going to do it for, like, a current event for one of our classes.
Yeah.
And, like, when is it supposed to be coming out? In, like, the year 2020? No,
So-
not
so
2020.
next year?
No.
Oh, it's like, damn.
Hold on. I didn't fucking think about that. I didn't think that through. You were like, yo.
Yo, I hope the PlayStation 5 has this.
Yeah. I think it's supposed to come out, like, what, 2030?
For sure. Yeah, I think they're supposed to turn the first one on like 2024 or something like that.
The point is, it's very close.
Yeah.
And like the thing is, like, just if they turned it on, just turning it on alone, imagine what it would do to like just those surrounding cities. Like, not actually having it formed, like that would be insane. Like, we were talking and we were saying that just imagine what it would do to like the economy. Because everything like think about it. It's oil, everything like most of the industries are like one of the biggest industries are oil, and oil has a lot of money invested in other companies that are very big. And I think if that were to just like collapse,
because then we have electric cars and stuff like that everywhere.
Literally,
like...
no, it's not. Yeah, and no,
no.
What is it called? I think electrical.
Yeah.
Oil, like all that shit would just be useless. Like, because fusion would be just so much more superior that like all those stocks would drop, affecting the world.
But
like,
I mean, with that dropping, there's gonna be people trying to get their hand in this market then.
Yeah.
But
or the people that first created, they turned it into a fucking like they take over the world or some shit, and they're like, oh, now we have the power.
Oh, so now we back on the topic of creating and destruction.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, I find it crazy. I can't wait to see what's gonna happen. I think realistically, the oil with like all these industries, the ones that know they're gonna get affected, like lowkey, and they're like, oh, we're gonna get fucked when this happens. I feel like they're all one investing into this, and two, they're like at gunpoint with these scientists saying, hey, you're not going to turn that motherfucker off until we slowly sell everything. Yeah. Okay, and then it's just like, yeah, we got it, bro. Yeah, you do got it. Because right now we have the money, not you yet. And then it's just like once the oil and everything dies down, they'll be like, okay, now you can go ahead and turn that shit on.
But I mean, like, I feel like this has been the thing throughout humans' entire race, like, there's a new groundbreaking thing, and we don't know how we're going to adjust to it, and then we end up adjusting to it, and it's going to change the way we all live, but, like, we'll all get accustomed to it,
Yeah. Do you think, question, while he's still researching this,
all right.
Do you think that we found the cure to cancer?
Ooh.
Or, like, not, because there's different cancers, so, like, that's the big, like, there's no just, like, cure cancer. Like, there's different cancers. Do you think we found the cure of a good amount of cancer, or, like, some, like, big mainstream cancers that we know of, like brain tumors?
I feel like low-key,
right?
I know it's a lot of like what ifs, like maybe we did, maybe we didn't. I think I was in elementary school one day, and my teacher, he came in and he was like, like apparently some woman had the cure to cancer. She was like going into Walmart. Why a woman who has a briefcase with the cure of cancer is strolling into Walmart instead of taking that shit to a lab or something.
Yeah,
like,
it's just like...
It's apparently, like, she either got killed or got stolen from her. Or something like that.
Oh, no.
Like, 8-year-old me was like, I'm gonna die. I have cancer.
What was it? I remember that there was this thing, like, a kid created a cure to, like, a form of cancer or something like that in his room with, like, just, the use of technology and all that stuff. And, like, it's like, I don't know, I feel like I hear this shit, and then it's also like, whoa, good job, and then it's like, but I don't hear about that.
People getting
it's like,
cured
I was like, I feel like low-key, like, they're getting murked on the side because think about it. Think about what would happen if you found the cure to the common cold. If you found the cure to, like, headaches, like things
all
like
these
that.
medical
like
companies,
all these medical,
they
would go.
By the way,
fucking
somebody might have
to the
actually
shit.
found a cure for the common cold recently.
Really?
They're not gonna live for much longer.
They're
not gonna.
I hope they don't go to Walmart because
Walmart is gonna absolutely. Come to the back over here, and then they're gonna get pressure on, and it's just like, you came to the wrong.
FBI agents there.
They're like, we gotta take you out. Like the pharmaceutical company is a big portion of the U.S.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I always
we're still charging people for like Medicare and stuff like that. Like imagine finding the cure.
That's what I'm saying. Like the cure,
it decreased the need for all that.
Imagine someone created a pill that enhanced humans to the point where they created a cure for anything that they got. Like they would get sick for a week. Let's say if it was a like cancer, a disease, anything like that, and like this pill just like enhanced your immune system to the point where your immune system like could fight anything off.
Yeah.
And like it would just, there would be no pharmacies.
Yeah.
Or anything anymore.
I mean, what used to be the like lifeline of a human? Like how long did we used to live? Has that increased
Probably, like-
or
Oh
decreased?
god, yeah.
I think-
we used
I think-
to live to like mid-30s max.
Yeah, I think because
Yeah, that was average, but Ben Franklin lived till he was like what, 80, I think, or like 70 something.
so I feel like on the course we're at already, like our life expectancy is like way older than anyone else. Like,
100%.
like my social teachers, like like y'all gonna live to like 130.
Yeah.
And it's,
You think so?
Yeah.
There was people predicting that people in our generation are gonna live to like 180.
Yeah.
The way that science has progressed.
Not with all these
along with humanity
jewels.
so far.
Can we talk about that for a
we
second?
ain't gonna be
No,
healthy, but I feel like with the increase in like these medications and stuff, like, but that comes with other problems too, because I feel like population control and stuff like that, like that's gonna turn
The purge.
Yeah, like something like I just want to see how that's gonna work
A
out.
lot of the developed countries like the U.S., the birth rate has actually gone down so much. That
Yeah, I
we need
know.
to have more fucking babies.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
In my school, we used to have like a really big like population. Like my school was so big at one point that I don't know, like some high schools are like this where they only have 10th, 11th, and 12th. And like their freshmen is with middle school.
Yeah. But I thought that used to be a big thing, like back in like the 1900s, stuff like that.
What, the high school thing?
Yeah, that middle school was 6 through 9.
Well, yeah,
And then high school was 10 through 12.
It might have been, and that might have been because of how many people were giving birth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like it makes sense, but like my school now, literally, like we're just not having kids. Like all the kids in my neighborhood are literally leaving and not coming back. That's the problem. So literally, my school, like what is it called? Like their graduation rate dropped like a ridiculous amount. I remember from my sister's year to my year, we dropped like 200 students. Graduation.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, that could also just mean that those kids are going somewhere else to have their children,
it could,
you know?
Yeah, it could just
I mean,
easily be like your area kind of blows.
True. Well, fuck you. My area doesn't fucking blow dick.
Well, I mean,
It's
where
really
do you
nice.
live?
I live in the Poconos.
Ah, yeah, no one was saying that.
Yeah, fuck you. But I don't know. I find that crazy. Like how some people are. I think that's what has to happen. We have to just like decrease the birth rate in like some countries.
Yeah.
I know, but like not extreme like how China was doing. Didn't they say they like
One kid per family.
One kid per family,
Yeah.
but then it was like you can't. They also like killed the other kid. Or
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
It also it led to people. I don't know if they. I don't think this is how China used to do it, but people were supposedly, in order to carry on your family name, they wanted only like boys.
Yeah.
So they were like, if you had a girl, they would just kind of like low key kill the fucking baby, toss
Yeah.
it in the dumpster, and be like, "What baby?" And then go have another one.
Yeah, it's like
And
go
hope
have
that it's a
another
boy.
fucking
Yeah.
kid, and
Yeah.
better be a boy. If not, you're fucked. It's
Yeah.
like, wow,
They just need to be like Hispanic people. You get both last names, you know?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the fucking. Speaking of the cold, this.
Oh,
this
the
whole-
water's so good. Water is good.
Oh, water
Were you
is
saying
good.
something?
Sorry, no. Actually, go on.
No,
No, that's
water
fine.
is great.
Water is absolutely
It's
delicious.
so good. We good now?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're good.
So like this article came out September 16th of this year, so like literally last month.
Okay.
Um,
Dude, oops, that person got her right.
Yeah.
A month
yeah, I
is-
guess they like. So it says if you have a cold, you blame it on a piece of genetic devilry, also known as a virus. All right, that's not helpful.
Okay.
Alright,
It goes by the
okay.
name of- so it goes by the
This
name of
article is
rhinovirus.
not.
Who wrote this again?
Yeah, who wrote this?
Yeah, so it's called a rhinovirus, and I guess they found a way to stop these viruses by replacing inside human cells in culture. Oh wait, they accomplished this by disabling a protein that all entoviruses appear to need in order to replicate. So basically, they like fucked with our bodies a little bit to make us produce or not produce a certain protein that the common cold needs to produce.
Alright, but do we need that protein? That's
Yeah.
a real
Question.
question.
I mean, but
Question.
we may need it. But what if it was like you? Okay, so you know how they go through chemo,
Yeah.
and you feel like you're like skinny and you like are vomiting and
Mhm.
like all this shit because you feel like shit.
Yeah.
But as soon as you're done with chemo, people go back to normal. Like if it works,
Yeah.
they go back to normal. They go back to like growing hair, like everything.
Yeah.
I think, but like they mainly go back to a healthier state.
Yeah, maybe
What
not
if-
100%.
Not 100%, but let's say what if that did that?
Alright, but would I do that every single time I have a cold? You know, like.
But what if it was like you feel like utter shit for like 3 days and then like you're good?
I mean, I'm gonna feel like utter shit for 3 days if I have the cold too.
Yeah, I mean the cold's only gonna last like
Well,
3 days.
But what if this like neutralizes the cold completely
Oh.
from a
Then yeah,
one-time
fuck it.
use?
Oh yeah, I'd definitely do that. Then.
But you feel like shit for 8 years.
Oh.
For a 3-day cold?
No.
No.
For all future colds.
For 8 years? No, that's not the.
Yeah, that's
fucking
not
embarrassing.
worth it at
Think
all.
about all the shit I can do. God damn. And this article also says that the same approach of targeting a protein in our own cells also worked to stop viruses associated with asthma, encephalitis,
Asthma.
myocarditis,
Yeah,
polio, and AML.
You got asthma.
I got it.
I actually used to have asthma. That was good.
I didn't have asthma, but my doctor fucking gave it to me.
Oh,
I just realized what I said. He was like, yo, this kid just got asthma. Fuck you. Get some asthma, you piece of shit. I'm going to prescribe you some inhalers. No, I had like bronchitis or some shit,
Yeah.
right? And then that's when I needed the inhaler. But then he said I had chronic asthma. Bro, chronic asthma is like me running like one lap around the track and then dying.
Yeah.
Clearly, I didn't. That's not
you're
how
still
I
alive
am.
to this day.
Exactly. So I went to like a lung allergist.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Ologist.
The-
Lung
a lung
ologist.
Yeah. I don't know what they're
Okay.
fucking called, but I went there and they're like, yeah, that dude's not the brightest fucking doctor because you don't got asthma at all, brother. I was like, sick.
Nice.
Yeah,
Great.
but I've had asthma for like my whole life.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, you can, and this is like supposedly true.
About
you can.
people like growing out of it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I
growing
grew out of it because I had it as a kid.
Well, not growing out of it, but like, working out of it.
Oh yeah.
Like, so
Like
what
you
I
can-
mean is like.
I mean, I'm still.
run. I'm talking about like training your lungs
Mhm.
to eventually like overcome
You become,
okay.
you just
asthma.
become
So like,
resistant to it.
Okay.
yeah,
essentially.
exactly. So technically, he would still have asthma, but he's just resistant to it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like it's just like he can run a whole entire marathon because
Yeah.
like he pushed himself to that extent,
Mhm.
and like his body eventually was like, oh shit, fine, we're getting used to this much, but he still got asthma. But like he has to run 2 marathons before he has an asthma attack.
Yeah, okay.
But like who runs 2 marathons? So like
That's true.
you can supposedly you can train your lungs to like be resistant, to have a high level of resistance.
Yeah,
to
you're just
asthma.
training your body to like.
Mm-hmm. It's
Exactly.
just like wearing like in all reality, it's just like wearing those face masks that like reduce the
Yeah.
amount of oxygen you
Yeah.
get in.
Okay.
Like it literally just fucking fills your lungs up with mucus and like gets them all inflamed and shit, so you literally can't breathe nearly as much.
Yeah.
And so it's literally just the same thing as the mask. So eventually, over time, if you just keep doing that, like
Your body
your
gets
body
used to
just
it.
stops. Your body, like I'm guessing, your lungs just get your
Yeah.
lungs just get less and less inflamed over time. Maybe.
Yeah, and something because it's like the same thing with also wearing a weighted vest.
Mm-hmm.
It's like imagine like you put a weighted vest on, you run around for a while. Let's say you get used to running a mile and a half with a weighted vest. The moment you take that shit off and you have to
You
run a
don't
mile and a
feel-
half,
Yeah.
and you're gonna be flying
You're gonna
through
be
that mile. and a
floating
half.
this mile,
yeah.
bro.
You're gonna be you're literally floating. You're gonna be like flying around and shit, and they're gonna be like, whoa. But
No shit. But I feel like asthma is also like it could be like a mental thing. 'Cause I remember as a kid I would have like asthma attack. It's a funny story actually. So I had an asthma attack one day, and so they took out the whole machine. Like I had to put on the mask, whatever, pumped whatever that is into me,
yeah.
and I put my Game Boy in the machine. I forgot I put the Game Boy in like the case the machine was in. The next time I went like 3 months before an asthma attack. The next time I had an asthma attack, I brought out the case, opened it, saw my Game Boy, asthma attack gone. I was so hyped. I was so hyped to find my Game Boy. It went away and I started playing like Pokemon or something.
Oh my god.
What?
Yeah.
That's fucking sick.
Yeah.
Whack.
I think there is a lot of diseases that are mental. A lot
I mean, there's definitely an aspect to it.
like yeah, not like 100% mental, but like it's also a lot of what you think too. Like I feel like
Yeah.
you can control your brain is so powerful that I feel like you can just control
Mhm.
yourself. Because when you take like pills and everything like that, is it like tricky? I don't know. This is me
Well,
asking.
no, the pill itself is like, all right. So this is how I would think about it, right? that what the modern day science has done is we kind of see our bodies like cars, right? Where it's sort of like if your car gets sick or whatever, you just go take it to the shop and you get some pills and your shit's good and you just take that for a few weeks and your car's gonna be fixed, right?
Yeah,
in all reality, and your brain is just kind of the driver for this car. But in all reality, the brain actually has an impact. Like, you can get the fuck out of the car and fix that shit yourself. And so, or you can change the way you drive, or you can change the way you perceive the actual damage to the car. And there's actually been some stuff that's come out a lot pretty recently, actually, about how your mindset towards things. It's the same thing with, like, the placebo effect. Your mindset towards a fault with your body actually has a lot to do with how soon you, like, whether or not you even like overcome, like, cancer or not, is whether or not, like, you believe you can. Like, a lot of people who have more positive emotions have higher survival rates for cancer and stuff like that. So it's sort of like this.
Okay.
We're kind of catching on to this idea that your body isn't just something that needs to get fixed a whole bunch. It's also something that you kind of. It has a lot to do with how you perceive everything.
Yeah.
And your mind body kind of connection.
A smile a day keeps the doctor away.
It's an apple, but yeah.
You're like, that's not how it goes. No, I just want to create something new.
Yeah, I think it's true with, like, your attitude and stuff like that, because, like, I don't know, you can just feel, like, the energies of someone that is, like, sees everything negative and stuff like that. And usually those people have the worst lives, like, and the people that are happy live better lives. Like, even if they're not, just, like, the energy that they're giving off and stuff like that just lures them to having more things go their way than people with negative energies.
Absolutely. I would 100% agree on that. Now, I think we have... Do you have time for one more?
I mean, I'm not going to the gym at 4:20, obviously, so...
Well, yeah, it's 4:33. Well, now they know what time zone we are, you idiot. They know where we are. Pack it up. They might as well know our fucking socials. We know our social security numbers, our credit card. Jesus.
Because my shirt didn't give away.
Yeah. I didn't even fucking notice that. All right, one more. Promise. UPS and drone delivery. Can I start over? Cut that. UPS and drone delivery airline. Let's talk about that. I know you were the one that wanted to really talk about this.
I just think it's fucking absurd that it actually is going to happen.
I thought Amazon was doing this.
Yeah, I thought they were doing it a long time ago.
They were like, fuck that shit.
Came out yesterday at 4:10 p.m. This is October 1st we're talking about. This article came out 4:10 p.m. It says basically the FAA gave UPS permission to go fly as many drones as they want.
What's the FAA again?
The Federal Aviation Administration. I knew that off the top of my head.
Yeah, you fucking did it as you looked over to the Federal Aviation. I was like,
you had to look somewhere else real quick.
Yeah, he was like, yo, I gotta sneeze real quick. Federal Aviation.
Bro. Yeah, so basically, to a Part 135 certification, a high-level certification used by charter airlines to operate its drones. It allows the drones to that carry loads. Holy shit!
Good?
This permits UPS to fly drones that carry loads exceeding 55 pounds to fly drones at night and to fly the devices out of sight of operators.
Whoa.
It basically says the certification has no limits on the size or scope of operations, and it's the first company to obtain that kind of certification.
Holy shit! When are they gonna start doing
Wait, so
shit?
run that by me again? So what are they allowed to do with this?
So their operations, they can do whatever the fuck they
Pretty
want
much
with them.
they can fly as many drones as they want.
Yeah, there's no restriction as of now.
Like they can go wherever they want.
Yeah,
like
as long as they're going to their designated place. That is absurd because they're gonna start breaking. There's
gonna have to be new laws.
There's gonna be gonna be a whole bunch of shit that is eventually gonna come once it gets implemented.
Yeah,
but like that's
and
fucking crazy.
Know there is something. DJI is a drone company, right? Basically, they invented this network where all of the drones that they built are now have this network in place where they know where all the planes, helicopters, everything else that's in the air, where exactly it is.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure they have some.
So there's a little radar installed in them.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. And they know anything that's nearby, and so I don't know if they just won't like let you go near those things or what, but basically those planes and helicopters also can know if there's a drone nearby. which it eliminates the whole possibility of a fucking drone flying through the propellers of a helicopter and killing everyone on board, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's the big issue with drones being flown around. Like there's actual like limits and permits.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
like,
you're not supposed to go above like 400 feet in the air. Or
Yeah,
something like that.
something like that, 'cause,
I mean, I'm not even afraid of that. I'm just afraid of like privacy and
For
stuff
sure.
like
well,
that.
that's why it's probably. I assume it's gonna get changed. Like they're gonna have to like. I wouldn't be surprised if they like make a law saying like they have to use streets. Like they can't fly over people's houses, go through people's backyards, things like that. Like they're gonna definitely have to, cause that's crazy. They straight up said, "Oh, you can do whatever the fuck you want."
Yeah.
As of now.
I mean, but I feel like they definitely they have to restrict that to a certain area of people that know, hey, this is gonna happen. We're gonna have a drone deliver this to you. Like they can't just be like.
I think they're definitely gonna have to make it where like governors of like. Certain like governors are gonna have to be like, we accept this in our like area.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Yeah,
like
it'll probably start in California.
Yeah, it will probably start
in California or
Yeah.
like, where's Amazon at?
Isn't it fucking
like the headquarters of it?
Isn't it like Maryland or something?
Yeah,
like
something
that?
Because it's like a warehouse a couple minutes from my house.
Yeah, you're like, I know there's an Amazon near me.
Oh, it's Seattle, Washington.
Seattle
Okay.
might do that. You know what I'm excited for? This is a little bit off the drone topic. I'm excited for Google Fiber. Or no,
That's just been happening for
not Google Fiber. Is it Google Fiber?
Google
though?
Fiber, yeah.
The
The thing that's gonna make the internet
the
like
Wi-Fi?
100 times faster.
Bro, it is. So, my friend lives because it was in what cities were it in? Was it in? I know Charlotte was in it, like Charlotte, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Right? Is that the right state?
Sure.
One of the Carolinas.
It's one.
Yeah.
Carolina. Anyways, apparently they already have some of them implemented where it's just a test, but it's super cheap to buy.
Dude, I'd be hopping on that shit.
Yeah,
Try to
right?
Give me some.
Yeah, but it's like very limited. It's not like something that is like, oh, all of Charlotte. Not that I know.
So it's definitely
not
like the 1% to the people that got the money have it.
And but apparently it's like cheap as fuck. Like it's
Really?
cheaper than most Wi-Fi. Like it's gonna be Wi-Fi that is supposed to be for the whole entire nation, right? And it's not gonna. You know how like that, like Blue Ridge, right? Blue Ridge is one of those cable companies. You know how cable companies they run the Wi-Fi, right?
Like RCN and stuff like that. Okay.
So like they're connected with each other, and that's how they keep increasing the rates of Wi-Fi.
Mm-hmm.
But if you notice, Wi-Fi in fact is going down.
No,
like our speeds and everything like that. But if you go to places like Japan, where I think they have no like the government runs it, so like there's no private business that can run like the Wi-Fi and shit. Their Wi-Fi is like on some like fucking insane shit. Like they like the government has it like skyrocket. Like everyone has perfect Wi-Fi, everything. That's why if you're playing fucking video games online, why do you see all those fucking the Asian alphabet? Did I say that right?
Alphabet.
The Asian.
You know how many languages?
The Asian.
Chinese one.
Oh, okay, there's
Mandarin.
Mandarin, Japanese. The point is, I'm not trying to call anyone out. I respect all cultures. What I'm trying to say is, it's insane that like no one like I think there should be some things that are private, like have private business, because I'm all for private business. But like we literally have shit the bed when it has come to cable and Wi-Fi in the United States.
But at least we have the ability to kind of continue to innovate. Like without, I'm sure almost 100% without a doubt, Google Fiber will be better than anything that Chinese government has right now. Plus, they're not exactly censoring shit like the Chinese government is. Like you literally can't use Facebook.
Yeah.
But I think this was in Japan, so fuck you.
All right.
So Japan don't give it.
Japan don't give a fuck.
Don't know about.
We don't have not everything in U.S. is beautiful.
Oh,
Most
God,
things
no.
are. But
we live in Wilkes-Barre.
all
Yeah.
I'm saying is,
Fucking no.
all I'm saying is I think Japan's
Damn, so
Wi-Fi.
now they know our time zone,
got-
the university, where we live.
Where we live. We're gonna start saying like freaking the room number for our
Yeah, yeah.
dorms and stuff. Well, you.
Nah, hey. Yo.
I was just said
I'm about to have a drone outside my window.
There's gonna be mad people watching it. The whole 26 of them.
All of
Yeah.
all of a
all
sudden we have
26.
like 3 million subscribers.
Yeah, I
tomorrow.
don't know.
He's like, I got
There's gonna be people outside his door like, yo. Oh my god. But that was good.
Yeah, well,
Is there
so, what are your biggest concerns with the whole UPS drone thing?
Okay, yeah, okay, we're going back to that. I thought we were ending it because this is boring now.
Oh.
No.
What? I know I asked the question, but I hate this topic.
Oh my god. Alright, my concerns about the UPS drone. You go first.
What?
No. I'll go first then. I don't care.
Go first.
Alright, so my concerns would be like where the where it's able to actually go.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it would be absolutely cool for it to like fly anywhere, but I also feel this is like for more the company side. I feel like people would start touching it and like grabbing the drones, like stealing the pot. Like how do they have that all like secured? I know that it's a freaking drone that can like, oh, I see this person's face, but like what if the person has a mask on and a mask underneath that's all black and like they're in a hoodie and shit, and then it's dead at night because apparently their operations can take place whenever the fuck they want. Like I wouldn't want my package being taken. Like I wouldn't trust a drone in this area.
Yeah.
Coming here. I would only trust it because I live in I live in a certain part of campus that the drone can come and fly to my balcony. I'm giving too much information right now. The drone can fly to my balcony and like it could place it there, but like I don't know. That's my concerns of my package getting taken.
Think about this shit. If I'm a terrorist, right?
Hello?
Full disclosure.
Did you hear that?
I'm not.
I'm not.
But anyways, if I'm a terrorist, right, where I basically want to just cause mass destruction however I can. Either I'm a terrorist or a hacker. Hacker basically would just try and take over the drone. Yeah. And there is a guy on the internet right now who created a drone that flies around and hacks into other drones and makes them into like zombie drones, where he now has control of that fucking drone.
Oops.
Yeah.
What?
It's some Black Mirror type shit.
It was fucking crazy.
Okay.
But anyways, so yeah, it would just keep going around and like infecting other drones. But anyways, so that's the hacker perspective, which I think is obviously a huge problem. They're gonna have serious security promises to the public.
Yeah.
Aside from that, which is bound to go wrong because those fucking hackers are smart as shit and they're gonna find some way to.
Well, yeah, hackers are like almost impossible to stop. Hackers are terrorists.
No,
like you can't stop. You can't take terrorists out, and you can't you can't stop terrorism, and you can't stop hackerism.
Yeah, hackers, fuckers. And then anyways, if I'm a terrorist, right? Let's just say I put a little missile with like a stand inside this package, right? And I also know exactly where this missile is. This little baby.
That's some technology that I want to fucking see. Yeah. A stand and then a missile on top of it.
All right. So picture this stand right here, right? Yeah. But it's like up, and it's holding a missile inside the box.
Oh, so
and
then
it's
you can
just down, right? So
okay.
it's gonna fire through the fucking box, right? So then I see on the GPS, oh, it's right over this really populated fucking park where all these kids are at. Boom! Send the missile through the package. The drone's just carrying it. And you have no clue what the fuck's in the package.
I was thinking something more on the simple side of like the package itself. Like let's say they just swap it out, and they throw a package inside the drone because like let's say they grab the drone or they quickly just swap it out, and someone for some reason that like the RPA that is watching the drone is just like RPA is remote piloted aircraft.
Thanks for that.
So
yeah,
that was a term you guys fucking knew, but so. Someone like just not watching the camera and like a fucking person goes snags the box and like fucking throws a bomb in there, or worse, they fucking somehow manage to sneak a bomb inside it and then they send the drone out.
Yeah, I mean, couldn't they also just recreate the drones and just have it flying around acting
they
like
could legitimately recreate the drones, make it look identical, and like it's not on anyone's radar, but someone's like, oh, that's a drone, and like it lands in the park and everyone's like, oh, like someone's like, oh, curiosity has struck me, hello drone, and then they go over like, I'm gonna go send this back to UPS, and boom,
boom,
gone. It would be like I don't know, I just see that there's a lot of problems that they're gonna have to
there's a lot of problems, and then like what I said before with like the security stuff, like what's stopping. Like, I just feel like this could turn into a thing where, like, drones take over and, like, the government starts watching us through, like, the drones and stuff like that.
Yeah, there is the possibility of, like, surveillance because they already own like everything.
Yeah.
Like watching us through everything. And now the drones are gonna be just another way that they can watch us. Like, and I have my own opinions on how they watch us and everything, which we can talk about at a later time.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of problems, but I'm also gonna play devil's advocate, and I'm gonna say I'm happy that they let this pass, because I think it's one of those things where. So I'm in this club called Arnold Air Society. Shout out to anyone that knows what that is. But
too much information.
too much information about my personal life. So I'm in this club, and like we basically train cadets at a very more extreme level than normal, than when they're usually trained at. So we'll like, instead of like being nice with them and like talking to them, we'll like kind of more yell at them and like be like, hey, hurry up and stuff like that. This is the way that we do our training is we either go really hard at first or really soft. So then we're like, okay, like we end up finding out, hey, yeah, like you guys were really easy on us. We'll get their honest opinion. And then boom, like second day, fucking ridiculous, like just absolutely, utterly destroy them. And then they're like, whoa, that was too much. And then we're just like, okay, then we find our middle ground because we know where to go. I feel like with this, they're going to be able to figure out the middle ground. They're going to be able to go, like, because how would you, like, there's just so many lights that we have to be green before we can say go to this, that I feel like it's like, fuck it, send it out. We'll see what the problems, like, whatever problems occur, they occur, and then we'll deal with them. Because I feel like there's just no way to, like, fix all the problems right now. We're not going to know, and because if not, it's never going to be released.
The about this is that you can't, like, prototyping this is difficult in the real world because you run the risk of endangering other people's lives. For the sake of efficiently prototyping.
Yeah.
And so I get where they might come from in terms of like wanting to get this out there as fast as possible and test everything and whatnot. But it's when you're dealing with other people's lives.
You have to be careful. You have to take the right procedures or stuff like that, or you're just gonna. It could turn really bad really quick.
But
you know?
I only care about my life.
Yeah.
And you're like, say that again?
One more time?
All right. And that, I mean, that makes sense, but I feel like there are a lot of things that are out right now are endangered to people's life.
Sure.
I feel like this is not just a big endangerment to people's life. I feel like it's going to be really hard for someone to go and like sneak a bomb onto one of these things and blow them up in a very like big
you
area.
could do that. I don't know what UPS does in terms of searching for bombs in their packages, but you could probably do that with just a regular UPS package.
Yeah, and who knows?
Someone could just stroll up and toss it on your
exactly.
front door,
They might not even.
So maybe the dangers are honestly like the same as before.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But like, I still get where you guys are coming from, where they do have to look out at the dangers.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, is that like? Are we closing it? Are we calling it a day?
What are we calling it?
Are we calling it a day?
This has been a day, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for watching.
Hi, Day. My name's Dad.
Oh, Dad! Where have you been?
It's been years.
Seen it a little bit.
I went to go get a pack of cigarettes.
We could keep talking about how that joke went completely wrong.
Awful.
Yeah,
Awful.
Yeah, we could. That was pretty bad. All right, go ahead. Wrap it up.
All right.
Let's hear it. Sexy.
Thank you guys again, as always, for watching. This has been the Principal Paragon podcast YouTube channel. Today it's going to be an extravaganza. As always, this is my good friend, Raphael.
Hola.
Lewis. If you guys enjoyed this, please leave a like. If you found any sort of value in the content today, please share it with your friends.
Or don't.
Don't even talk about it.
In fact, just keep it to yourself because you just landed on a gold mine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Premium content just for you.
Yeah.
Don't tell anyone. It's a secret. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, helpful discussion is appreciated in the comments.
Goodbye. That was good. That was good, Lewis.